Okay, I was going to do questions 4 and 5 from 15.9 because those were really tricky ones, and I just wanted to show you how to do them. They are actually a lot easier than they look. They're just using some sign ratios in there, but they're not actually that hard. So let's just go through them. So I was given sine x squared equals 1/4. How do I undo a square? Okay, I take the square root. So sine x is the square root of 1/4. Is that right? What am I missing? Positive and negative, right? Remember, when you take a square root, you got to do one of each. So that means sine x equals what? Positive and negative what? Half, right? Because you just square root top and bottom. If you're taking a square root of 1 is 1, square root of 4 is 2. All right, so it's just positive and negative half. So how do I find an unknown angle? Take the inverse sign, right? So x is the inverse sign of 1/2. And we can type that good. That gives me 30. What did I just write that for? So x is 30 degrees. Now, there is more going on here, okay? Because, well, first of all, let's go over here. And I have to take the inverse sign of negative half as well, right? So if I type that into a calculator, what do I get? People are getting calculators out? We should not be getting negative 30. Okay, I want you to think briefly about the sine wave that we talked about. So this is what a sine wave looks like, yes? Okay, so if I said 30 is what I want, don't I need 30 from the end? Right, the mirror reflection, I want the other version because I need this is positive half, and that will make this negative half. So if I was 30 from the end, what's this angle here? 330, right? If this is 30 from the start and that's half, and I need the negative version, remember this kind of acts like a mirror line, right? This is like flipping over here. So that means that this is 330. Bless you. Now, think about what's going on here. I'm going to change colors here. I also have another equivalent value here, don't I? What's this value going to be? Why is it 150? Yeah, right. So remember, the rule is that it's 180 minus the angle. So that gives us 150. So what about this one? If this one is 330, what about this one here? What is it? To what? 210. Why is it 210? Right, so it's 30 from the end, so it's going to be 30 from the middle. This is 180. So this means that it's 210. So now I have 4 angles. I've got 30, 150, 210, and 330. Now I know that's a lot of work, but if you think about it, they're asking for angles from 0 to 360. So you need to do the whole cycle, right? The entire, what we call the period of the function. So we go from 0.5, have a look at all the possibilities there. There's 2. And negative 0.5, look at all the possibilities. There's 2. So you should end up with 4 angles. If it's only between 0 and 180, you only want these ones. But if it's 0 to 360, you need 4 versions. Okay? Now that it was hard. The problem is most people will end up with certainly 30, but maybe also 150. But often people forget about this. Don't forget to take your positive and negative square root, because that'll be where you get your other 2 from, okay? Let's do question 5. Question 5 is exactly the same once you get to the second half, but the first bit is a quadratic. Did I save that? I think I did. Okay. All right, so let's do question 5. Okay, so I have 8 cosine x squared minus 10 cosine x plus 3 equals 0. I am going to rewrite this, okay? Because this is annoying. So what I'm going to do is rewrite this as if it's just a normal quadratic. So I'm going to say 8x squared minus 10x plus 3 equals 0. And now I can solve this. Remember how we bring the 8 across and multiply it? So x squared minus 10x plus what? 24. Okay, what two numbers add to the middle? Yep, I'm going to put it back in. I'm just ignoring it for now, right? Because it's easier to solve this without the cosine. So what are my two numbers? Oops. -6 and -4. I like that. Because that multiplies to positive 24 and adds to -10. Now I have to, so actually this is something that a number of you still are doing. You get to this bit and then you forget that you multiplied this 8 over here before. So this needs to be 6 over 8. Remember that? So this is x minus 2/3 and x minus 1/2. What? Oh, geez. Thank you. 3/4. All right, and I'm going to bring this up here and we'll keep going. So then that means 4x minus 3, 2x minus 1. All right, although actually there was no point in doing that line, was there? What a waste of my time. So x is 3/4 and 1/2, right? I can just go straight from there. All right, now I know these two values. So now I'm going to go back and substitute in my cosine x, right? Because instead of, I said x equals these two things, but really cosine x equals these two things, right? It was just a lot simpler for me not to keep writing that out. But now I have to remember that actually cosine of x equals 3/4 and cosine of x equals 1/2. So then I can do this in my calculator, my inverse cosine of 3/4 and my inverse cosine of x of half. So what do you get if you do those? Calculator people, let's go. 60 and what? $41. Yeah, 41. All right, let's go with 41. Okay, so the thing is now I need to use, so I've got two answers, right? But I need 4. What do you mean?
The second one is.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's backwards. I've written them backwards. Okay, so 41 and 60. How do I find the other one here? So think about, hang on, let me draw my little thing again. So remember cosine starts at 1. So I do that. So if I've got x is 41, well, that's going to be, I don't know, somewhere here or something. Right? So I need to find the other one over here. So this is 41 from the end. So what's 41 from this end? 360 minus that?
318.6.
I'm using whole numbers, aren't I, though? I said this is 41, so this is going to be 319. And if this one is 60, because I've got half, which should be, oh gosh, somewhere more here. It's like here, isn't it, right? So then if I go over here and find this one here, what's this one going to be? 300, right? I've gone 60 from 0 and then backwards. So you can see here, I'm just trying to look for my equivalent values. So this is 300, if this is 60, and if that's 41, that's 319. Okay, so I know this was quite difficult, but these are our final 4 answers, our final 4 angles.
How much marks would a question like this be?
A lot.
Like how much?
Well, you basically get a mark a step, right? So I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 6 at least.
Six marks.
All right. So those are the two questions. Obviously, I've recorded this. I'll put that up again later if you want to watch it. Wow. Hello.